ancient laws into their present life. He had done this quotation long time before, probably 50 years, but it looks like it's very valid even today. In our tradition, the two epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata, are the souls of our Hindu culture. From the ancient time till today, these epics will never disappear from the earth, and I don't think any other epic will be replaced by these. We are very fortunate to have these epics in our culture, in our religion, in our country. And since I said in the beginning that I'll give you a brief history of how the Gita came into from ancient world till today, and knowing that will make you more interested in learning that. There are 700, this is not a big deal to learn just the verses. Verses can be learned, but the way it was brought up, that brings more interest to one. At least it brought interest to me. Most of us are very familiar with the four Vedas. They are the foundation stone and guide to our daily life and special occasions. The Karma Kanda of the Veda has the list, or it contains every ceremonies from birth to death, good or bad, what we conduct today is all mentioned in Vedas, in the Karma Kanda of the Vedas. All sanskaras, and hence this is the guide for our daily life and the special occasions. We now celebrate Mother's Day and Father's Day. The modern people know only Mother's Day and Father's Day. But our ancient scriptures has mentioned Matradevo Bhava, Pitradevo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. All this is mentioned so many years ago. The Mother's Day, or how the mother has to be respected, how the father has to be respected, how the teachers have to be respected. This verse comes in Taittiriya Upanishad. The Vedas are called Apaurusheya. Apaurusheya means, Purusha means a human being. Apaurusheya not involved, the Vedas are not composed or brought out by any one single human being. Like in Buddhism, Bhagwan Buddha brought that religion because at that time India was going through a lot of distress, restlessness due to various causes, and he established the Buddha Dharma. And Sri Mahavir Jain brought his dharma called the Jain Dharma. And there are a lot of other non-Hindu religions for which there are prophets. So our religion is the only religion which is not brought up or composed or written by one person or two persons. There is no human being name is involved anywhere, and that's how it's called Apaurusheya. It is said and believed, and we have to believe even today because this belief has been coming from 5,000, 6,000 years, that in very, very ancient time, there were very few people on the earth, and they were very pure hearted. There was no greed, no jealousy, no competition. So people had a very pure heart, and they were much closer to God. And the belief is that the Vedic mantras was given to these people called rishis directly from Bhagwan to these people. And these people pondered over, meditated upon, and came to the conclusion or figured out what is the purpose of human life. And once they were convinced, they learned, they told it to the other people who heard. There was no book, no writing, nothing. It was just from one person to the other person. And the other people, when they were convinced, they propagated to the other people. Thus, these Vedic mantras or Vedic message was conveyed from person to person only through hearing. And because of that, it's called the Shruti Grantha. Shruti comes from the word Shravanam, means hearing. And so these Vedas are called the Shruti Grantha. Because the listening was the only process in those days. After some time, when Maharshi Vyasa was there in that time, what he did, he learned all the Vedas. When he learned the Vedas, he was a brilliant person and decided to classify them into 4 Vedas. Most of the people may be familiar, they know Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, and Atharvana Veda. He classified these to facilitate people to learn in an organized fashion. That's how the name came Vedi, Dvivedi, Trivedi, and Chaturvedi. Once who was proficient in one Veda was called Vedi. Somebody was proficient in 2 Vedas, was called Dvivedi, and thus Trivedi and Chaturvedi. This is how the Vedas was studied in those days. The reason I brought this, because the same Maharshi Vyasa, after classifying these Vedas and all that, when he wrote Mahabharata, he brought lot of Vedic thoughts into this Krishna and Arjuna dialogue of Bhagavad Gita. And that's why this Bhagavad Gita is called the Panchama Veda. The 5th Veda is the Smriti Grantha. Probably Maharshi Vyas knew in those days that as the time proceeds, people will become more materialistic. They won't have time to study Veda. And knowing that, probably he brought lot of Vedic essence and Vedic thoughts into this Bhagavad Gita dialogue between Arjuna and Krishna. And they said, beside being Panchama Veda, it said that studying Gita is like studying Vedas. So all that we can do is to study in this difficult world, in the time when we claim that we don't have time, all other activities overpower us. So it's very true what Vedavyasa thought, we could study Gita and get the gist of all the Vedas. Called in Hindi, we call Gita ki Mahima. Before we study any book, there are 4 points to keep in mind. Whenever we study a book, anything, chemistry, physics, Gita, religious scriptures, the 4 points listed are Prayojana, Adhikari, Vishaya, and Phala. Prayojana means what is the use of studying the book? Adhikari is who is study the book. Vishaya is what is the subject in the book. And Phala is what will you get out of studying this book. These 4 points are always to be remembered whenever we want to study or pick up a book. Is it for entertainment? Is it for spiritual upliftment? Or whatever it is? For the people, maybe some Hindi knowing people, for their benefit, I chose a paragraph. There was a one very deep devotee of Bhagavad Gita living in North India somewhere. His name is Jay Dayal Goenka. He wrote a beautiful paragraph, and I would like to share that with you. I didn't want to bring it and summarize it. Probably you will all enjoy as much as I enjoyed this paragraph. श्रीमद् भगवद गीता साक्षात भगवान की दिव्य वाणी है। इसकी महिमा अपार है, अपरिमित है। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता एक परम रहस्यमय ग्रंथ है। इसमें संपूर्ण वेदों का सार संग्रह किया गया है। इसकी रचना इतनी सरल और सुंदर है कि थोड़ा अभ्यास करने से भी मनुष्य इसको सहज ही समझ सकता है, परंतु इसका आशय इतना गूढ़ और गंभीर है कि आजीवन निरंतर प्रयास करने से भी मनुष्य इसका आशय नहीं समझ सकता है। प्रतिदिन नए नए भाव उत्पन्न होते ही रहते हैं इसमें, इसलिए यह सदा नवीन ही बना रहता है।